Hello, cats and kittens. Oliver Jose Yeroshka. I'm back in the Crisis Corner on Manga Monday. Can't say which one, but I'm getting caught up on giving my impressions of various chapters. So I'm going to blitz these. I'm going to speed blitz through One Piece chapters that I miss posting my impressions on until I get current. So these are going to be quick and dirty, but just deal with it. So I'm on One Piece 1070, the strongest form of humanity. And this chapter is interesting in that it gives us from Dr. Vega Point's standpoint, well, actually, he tells us how or to what extent um, devil fruits can be replicated. In the course of this, of course, we begin with Luffy's battle against Rob Lucci, which goes badly for Rob Lucci. He's outclassed, and he should be. I didn't even like the fact that Luffy had to use Gear 5. I guess he didn't have to. For some weird reason, he started at Gear 5, and he's just mopping up the floor with Lucci. Lucci's outclassed. He has no hope of beating Luffy whatsoever. But Sentomaru, on the other hand, he takes the L. He takes the L. He got slumped from behind or in front, whatever. He says he saw it coming, but it apparently, in his awakened form, Lucci's hockey or whatever was too overwhelmed him, and he took the L. With the idea being that Lucci can gain control of the Seraphim if Sentomaru was put down, because he'd take Sentomaru's place on the pecking order of who can control the Seraphims. Let's say it like that. Anyway, so in the course of dispatching Lucci, let's not even focus on that. Let's focus on the fact that the Seraphim essentially were created not from devil fruits, but from blood, uh, from artificial blood or blood. I don't know. Let me see exactly how he says this. He says, Paramecia found, however, that as long as you have the user's bloodline elements, you can synthesize and administer a special kind of blood to confer those powers on others. So essentially, you can create artificial devil fruits for Zoans. That's easy. You can't do it for Losians, apparently not yet. But for Paramecians, you just need to basically take their genetics, their blood genetics, and shoot them into these clones or whatever you want to call them, and then you can confer their powers on, which is very interesting. So Losians are just difficult to uh, create devil fruits for. But apparently you can't use the same methods for Parametheus that you can't use that method for Losians. He didn't say that, but I'm assuming that's the case. Anyway, so these Losians are basically uh, replicas of the Shichibukai with the genetics shot into them with this green blood or something to that effect. That at least that's going to come in handy down the line, but at least it's good to know. So that's probably the most interesting part of this chapter, aside from the fact that Luffy's fighting style with Lucci, I'm not sure if that's going to hold up over the series, because it kind of takes away. I talked with Dave about this not too long ago, probably off camera, but Luffy usually, we're used to him having these gripping fights where there's, angst, and, he rises above dudes on grit and, just grinding it out. And, he'll hit you with the Gatling, his spirit, fighting spirit, blah blah blah, whatever. He does all this. It's all about him getting down, grinding it out, and beating people down. And there's usually a certain amount of passion and emotion that comes through in his fights. And this is not the case with Lucci. It's just him, goofing off. I ain't gonna say goofing off, but the Nika Sun God version of Luffy is not gritty. So it doesn't look like we're going to get those gritty versions of his previous fights. They're more like something out of a Looney Tunes cartoon or something like that. That, I suppose, will hold up as long as he's using this form. If he should at some point lose his abilities, his devil fruit abilities, then he's just going to have to rely on Haki, and I don't know what that's going to look like. But, we'll see. But it is kind of concerning because I'm used to him, manning up and giving you those impassioned, fights. Which, again, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. He beats the living crap out of Lucci, and that's just the end of it, So the crew is escaping. Try to do this as quickly as I possibly can. And another interesting thing is that we see that side effect that, once he uses Gear 5, apparently he gets withered up and kind of dried out, something to that effect. Kind of like back in the day when he would use Gear, third gear, he would have the side effects, whatever. I don't know how long that's going to hold up either. I don't even know how long the side effects last. No, they don't last that long because a couple of panels later, he's back to normal. And we end with the cliffhanger that Sentomaru, and Marcelino is coming. And he says, send every battleship you can to Egghead. So we got an admiral on the way. Plus, Lucci and the Seraphim Lucci has gained control of the Seraphims and has gunned in for the Straw Hats. Interesting. So that's chapters 1070, which I think is a good chapter, especially it advances issues as along, or at least it gives that explanation of replicating devil fruits and how the Seraphims came to be, which is going to be important coming up in short time, I'm sure. So that's all for 1070. On to the next. Stay loose.